Hey there, YouTubers. I am officially back in action. For those of you who have subscribed to me, I want to take a moment just to say I apologize. It has been a good couple of months since I uploaded a video on any kind of progress whatsoever, and I do apologize, but I think I've got some good excuses. First of all, I've gone back to school pursuing my master's degree. It's, taking an extraordinary amount of time in the evenings after working, between a 8-hour day if I'm lucky and a 10-hour day is more normal. Mix in some 12s, and there's not a lot of time for this type of stuff. I got a 3-year-old daughter. She keeps me very occupied. I also need to take a business trip over to China. You start adding all those things in and everything else that comes along with, just being a dad and a husband. And, there's not a lot of extra time left. But I have been making some progress. I've not done a good job of documenting it because, frankly, I didn't have a lot of time and I needed to do a lot of rip and repair. And I'll get into the details now. So, again, for those of you who subscribe to me and been looking for content, I'm sorry to have let you down, but here it is, and there's more coming. The other thing I wanted to mention was I am not a carpenter, and this bench work is driving me nuts. I am glad to be, I'd say, about 90% of the way there. I'll be moving on to laying down a foam foundation very soon, and then we can get back to model railroading, which, I'm starting to get really annoyed with the bench work because the whole point of all of this is being able to run trains, build models, do model railroading, and the bench work has just completely stymied me. So here we go. I'll give you guys an update. You may recall, for those of you who have subscribed, that I was out there in the garage and I was building these benches. They came out really good. I'm very happy with them. I've got other videos that go into the details of how I built those out. So now I'm at the point where I have started putting the girders across the top. And those girders are the platform on which my 2-inch foam is going to sit. By being able to, I like the L girder design because what it's going to allow me to do is put a fascia on here. And if you could use your imagination, there'll be a curve coming around and going on the front, around again. These 2 points right here, the fascia will curve from those points, and it'll give it a nice dressed look. Ultimately, I've got 2 giant obstacles I'm going to have to deal with. Number one, I got to get past this door. So I think I'm going to reverse the hinges on this door, make this door open to the outside and not into the room. That way, when I have an actual, whether I'm going to put a hinged unit or a drop-in piece to traverse that space, nobody opens up the door and smashes $500 worth of trains on the floor. So I still got work to do on reversing that door. When I come around this corner over here, here we go again. I got another door. There's a small storage area in an eave back there. So I'm going to have to come around with something like that. I'm thinking some kind of bracket here, brackets in this corner, bracket in this corner, and I'll build 2 drop-in units that I can put in with quick connects. I've got some ideas on how I'll electrically do that to traverse that span there, but that's going to take a little bit of doing. I purposefully left that to the end so I can draw on more knowledge on YouTube, look for ideas from you guys, and help me with that. Before I completed the bench work downstairs, I wanted to go, modular benches. I've documented that before, and I've been successful on that. But also had, some other things that I had to change. I had originally planned on just running a 2x4 along the wall and using that 2x4 across the back walls all the way around the periphery as my base, because hey, pretty easy to put a board up on the wall, make sure it's level, and run it around. And I said, hey, that's a perfect line across the wall, and that will be the base from which I do all my other measurements. I totally had to throw that idea away. Once I had bolted that or screwed that board up onto the wall, I started realizing The corners are not square, nor is the floor square to the ceiling. So that board on the back made it impossible to keep everything level and square. I had to go back to the modular design where each one of my modules, if you remember from the other videos, I've got these adjustable feet. So that enables me to move each one of these benches independently where I have an unsquare corner, where I have heights on this floor. The floor is off about 1.5 inches from one end to the other. But because of the modular design, I can independently adjust each one of the feet to get me exactly where I need to be, level up on the top. So had a scratch, one of those ideas, and that was one of the reasons I got really, really frustrated. I just couldn't make it work out right. Went back to the original plan of the modular design, and it's worked out well. Not perfect, but it's worked out well. If you see, these are pretty solid. Again, we're not building a house. We're putting HO scale trains on here, so I don't need this thing to be bulletproof. I want it to be modular, quick to take apart if I need to, and there's just going to be foam on the top of this. So I also want it to be light. So these brackets worked out very well. Got them at Home Depot. 20 of them were like $8. Got a box of screws for another $5 or whatever, and they worked out well. One thing I wanted to point out to you guys was originally, if you look here on this particular girder, I've got the bracket on the side facing me and the bracket on the side facing me. I had to do that because that's a little bit of a tight spot in there. But what I noticed was that when both brackets are on the same side, it starts pulling the board towards you, making it unsquare. So, just a little tip. Then what I started doing was bracket on the left side, bracket on the right side, and that squares it up very nicely. Bracket on the right side, come around, bracket on the left side. They pull against each other and make the board, on that plane, perfectly straight. So, other things I've done in the room was a white color. I went ahead and I painted it a color that I wanted, which was like I'm not sure if it'll come out in this video, but it's like a burnt orange. My wife has every frou-frou color that you can imagine throughout this house, and I wanted at least one 8x12 room to be a color that I liked. I originally painted, and the color I selected, used some bear paint from Home Depot. It came out like the giant pumpkin, and it looked wretched. So I had another 2 coats of paint, went back with this other color that I'm pretty happy with. It's like a burnt orange, a golden dark orange. So I'm happy with that. I think people will see this video and say, what the hell are you doing? You should have painted it blue. I intend on putting a backdrop back there, so I didn't want to just do the sky blue that everybody on YouTube has done. I like this color. This is going to be my little man room. It's the color that I wanted, so that's what I went with. The other thing was I changed the light fixture up here because the light that was in there was just a regular, contractor grade light. The lighting was terrible. My videos were coming out poorly. I put a nice little dimmer switch on here. That came out well. So I did a little bit of electrical work. I did some lighting. I did some painting. Finished these modules and got the girders going. So that's it. That's where I'm at now. In the next days and weeks to come, we're going to start getting the foam on top. We'll put the fascia across of this. And then it'll actually look like the platform through which you could run some trains. And then the videos will start getting better again. I've got some new product that I want to review. Rolling stock. I've got a Athearn caboose. That's a lighted unit that has directional lighting on it. I want to get that review up there. I think you guys would be interested in that. and a few other things as well that I've got. So more is coming. And here's an update. I'm glad to be back. And again, apologies for being out of the loop for so long, but had some things in my private life, with work, with school, with family that just had to be attended to. Family comes first and train second. But that's it. I'm going to get this posted up, and you'll be seeing more soon. Thanks a lot, everybody.